the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's McLaughlin. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Now the feed to Williams. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Barrett kicks to Sampson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
There's 39 seconds left in the first. To the paint. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll return the possession. And New York making a change here. Thomas is checked in. Portland with the ball. 11-point game. Clock at 4. Griffin against Bell.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Clark uses the glass to finish the layup. Clark's got 6.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's McLaughlin. Good D by Bell. And so it's New York looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selections, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Back to the action after this word. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. Before the game, we talked about that with him.
I think in the past, anytime I got into a rhythm and had a big game, the next game I would be like, I don't want to come out and try to force it to happen again. You know, I just kind of let the game happen. And this year it was like, keep going, keep being aggressive, keep attacking.
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Knicks team out there today.
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
We've got Thomas. Bell is out there with Holmes. And it's Sampson in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And, Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
Well, how about the job they got from their bench? That productivity was a major part of the outcome.
Dishes to Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the 76ers was a revelation. He finished with 47 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it, and he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
Both free throws good from Griffin.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Now, here's Lillard. He had 22 points in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kept everybody in the mix. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. They trail by 18.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
The Trailblazers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
The Knicks leading by 16. Griffin goes in, and Griffin slams it in.
It gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Lillard finds Nance. Now here's McCollum, defended by Griffin. Griffin against McCollum. Banked in off the glass. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
Nice touch there from McCollum. Looking comfortable and confident from that range.
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter, with about 3 minutes gone by.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
And that one's good, Lillard.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
It's blocked. Here's the break. The finish, and Griffin slams it in.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Pass to McLaughlin. And here's Nance. They get it back. And Young kicks to Nance. Passes it to McLaughlin. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McLaughlin's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, quick thinking, wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Trailblazers trail by 19. The pass to McLaughlin. Nance outside. Right wing. Lillard, right side, 6 to shoot. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Griffin kicks to Barrett. pass to Bell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 19.
And Jordan Bell is one of those guys willing to mix it up in the interior. That is nice.
Lillard from outside. That one's not going to go. And so it's the New York Knicks with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Then it's Nance, then it's Young, and it's Humphries in at the 4 slot. Three-pointer, Lillard. The Knicks pull it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. But don't get me wrong, I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Lillard attacking to the middle. Toppin pulls it in.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Pass to Griffin. Over Lillard, and again it's New York.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. And the rejection by Holmes. Here's Barrett. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And playing alongside Zion Williamson at Duke makes it hard to stand out with your athleticism, but make no mistake about it, R.J. Barrett is a big-time athlete.
And, Greg, I think maybe as impressive as what he brings from a physical standpoint is his commitment to put in the work, his understanding of what's required to be successful at the NBA. This guy has not only the physical tools, but the mental makeup and the work habits to be great.
And Doris, while he's kind of welcomed the spotlight,
Williams in the post. He's got 5, and he drops it in from the low post. Williams has got 4 this quarter. Here's Griffin, and then jammed down as it goes right over Blake Griffin.
powering it home. He ends a 12-0 run by the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers trail by 20. Here's McLaughlin. Dishes it to Griffin. And he hits the jump shot. Griffin's got 13.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
1:31 left to play here in the third. New York moving the ball around. Griffin the bounce pass. Here's Sampson. Excellent D there from Williams.
Well, it's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Kicks to Griffin. Here's McLaughlin. Passes it to Williams. He doesn't hit that one. Here's Sampson, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
One easy looks. Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 13. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of the 7. Here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Well, that's the finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Inside. That one, no good. And New York the other way now. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Griffin. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. He can't get it to go. And so it's the New York Knicks finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that here's Lillard. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Sean Holmes out there with Toppin. Then there's Jay. Then it's Barrett. That's the 5 for New York right now.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
You know, they continue to feed him the ball, and he keeps delivering. The leading scorer in this one.
Portland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Lillard with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Humphries, no good. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch. I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
And he's good on the 3 ball.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Doris, as we've seen, NBA players are becoming more vocal on social issues. And some will say, keep politics out of sports. Should the NBA and should all sports leagues be worried about that backlash?
Kevin, one of the things I admire most about the NBA is its commitment to the causes it believes in. And whether we are talking about the mental health issues of some of their players or the current situation in the country, the NBA's commitment to supporting equality and social justice is admirable. What is controversial about equality and social justice for all? Nothing. I admire their commitment. They're on the right track.
And Griffin slams it in.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
And so here's Portland. We're following the score by New York. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And the Knicks making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Here's New York. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Lowry up top, covered by Hood. Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
When Kyle Lowry is aggressive as a playmaker, his team goes to a different level.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Now Nance. You know, Doris, I've heard some experts say, you look at the 6-foul limit, the NBA is basically the only sports that takes stars off the floor. Doris, what would you think if they just tacked on an extra free throw instead?
Kevin, I absolutely hate the idea. The best defensive teams at any level of basketball guard at a high level without fouling. There's the drama aspect of a player being in foul trouble, either at the start of the game or down the stretch. It has an impact on strategy. It's something that I'm a traditionalist on. I think the 6-foul rule should remain in the game.
Now here's Lillard. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And stolen by Lillard.
Hey, yo, get on day.
Clock at 6. Outside Hood. Fires the three. It's good from long range. Hood's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Griffin. Lillard misses.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Now here's Nance. Here's Barrett. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 in the game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jay.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Nance with it, picked up by Barrett. And it's blocked. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Griffin. Again, what an avalanche!
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Lillard with it. Shoots over Griffin. No good on the shot. And good! There's another.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Nance outside. Connects from 3-point range.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Nance outside. Back to Griffin. Nice D from Lillard.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you later.
I've been moving through the city like a phantom in the opera of a dark car.
We're going to have a lot to work with this year.
What is Mike Wang most excited about with 2K22 gameplay?
Yeah, and that's, you know, I think just what I alluded to is just the game feels way more balanced, and it makes more sense just in terms of how we're rewarding players if they are doing the right thing on the court. I know it sounds really general and really basic, but a lot of times in the past, you know, sometimes you'd make the right play or do the right thing, but you weren't always rewarded for it. And if we're in 2K22, I feel like that's it's much more just a one-to-one.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. The brilliant blue water of Miami Beach, glistening from above on a beautiful day here in South Florida. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Miami Heat here at the American Airlines Arena. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin,
Everyone talks about the Heat culture. It is special. David, thank you. And now, the New York Knicks starters. You've got Rashawn Holmes. R.J. Barrett is out there with Toppin. Then there's Jay. And for the Heat, they've got Kyle Anderson. He's out there with Bam Adebayo. And it's Craig in at the 3, a small forward. And midway through the season, some players going above and beyond. And Steve, is that contract year boost a myth or is it a real thing?
Kevin, it is a real thing. You see guys more focused. You see guys that's usually not on time. On that contract year, you see guys on their best behavior. And
he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Here's Howard, the next on the 9-footer.
Resourceful move there. That was not an easy one to convert.
especially given the height disadvantage, I love the way he created space for his shot.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Hero. His last outing, 16 points for him. He shoot again. He takes it up and lays it in.
This is what they count on Bam for, ensuring the play gets finished.
And Bam Adebayo demonstrating a refined skill set that belies his nickname. Over 5 assists per game. He's a creator, not just a finisher. Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landed in. He wanted to make a statement.
Hero passes to Anderson. Here's Craig, down low. Anderson trying to free himself up. Shot's good by Hero. And the Heat have given Adebayo the leeway to rip and run, baby. Make things happen.
Hey, Kevin, an unselfish player who loves loves to pass. Even back in high school, playing with lesser talent, he made sure to find the others.
Back to Griffin. Here's Holmes. Good. Nice job down low.
I mean, beautiful execution of the game plan offensively. So far, they are hitting 80% from the field.
Here's Howard. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Howard's got his second basket. Griffin against Howard. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. For Miami, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Hero. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. To the middle, and Adebayo throws it down.
Wonderful play. With that long wingspan and huge hands, Adebayo catches and finishes with ease.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here, fresh from a win against Portland.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejection.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
There's the pass to Clark. Here's Sampson. Back to Clark. Shot clock at 5. And it's Noel with the rebound. The Heat have gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Hero, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Clark outside. Out to the wing. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Clark against none. To the right side. Here's Hero. Kept alive. Here's Achua. There's Noel. And at last, they get one to fall.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Clark outside. To the paint. Here's Barrett. And he banks in the layup.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
Here's Hero. For 3. Cans it from downtown. Hero's got his second basket of the night.
This is really what separates Tyler Hero as a player. The confidence and touch from deep.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Heat lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. For New York, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got, Richaun Holmes out there with Toppin. Then there's Jay. Then it's Thomas. And it's Sampson with the small forward.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Trailblazers was all business. He finished with 52 points, and his percentage was impressive, making a number of his free throws and field goal attempts. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, that's what it means to be unselfish, putting the team's interests first. As you say, he just wants to come away with the W.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And watching Kyle Anderson, Greg Popovich once stated, he's not what you'd call a typical NBA athlete.
AGA hint the nickname Slow-Mo because he plays at a deliberate pace. He has tremendous skills, a high basketball IQ. He has improved defensively. He's a jack of all trades. He's used to being the catalyst. Kyle trying to become more of a threat, playing off the ball.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. The Heat trail by 6. Pass to none. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. The shot by Adebayo, no good. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a...
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And Adebayo throws it down.
Ferocious finish. Bam's natural strength is next level.
Griffin goes in, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you.
Woo! Woo! Offensive rebound. The Knicks leading by 8. Quickly. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays, there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. And so it's none with it. He brings it up for the Heat, trailing by 10. That'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Pass to Achua. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. A putback. Toppin with the steal. Pass to Barrett. No good with the layup.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Puts it up for Adebayo. Plays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
Some shooters get tunnel vision, but Tyler, keeping his eyes up and his options open, delivers a great pass.
The pass to Bill. A 15-footer. Outside for Lowry. Drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got the lead up to 11 now for the Knicks.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Here's Hero. 7 points in the game. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
So difficult to stay planted, especially with all the motion around you. Annoying turnover.
5 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We come back right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
We've got Hero. Adebayo is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Howard in at the point guard. So that's where Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Hero. Here's Griffin. In. And his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor. And looking for more.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Hero. The Knicks pull it in. Chapman's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Quickly. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 14.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Adebayo kicks to Howard. No good on the 3. The Knicks have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Here's Griffin, and he gets it to go. And it's now 22 points for Jay.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Howard against Griffin.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
And Griffin slams it in.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the result.
Especially considering it's on the road in front of a tough crowd. They've been able to block out the distractions.
Adebayo finds Howard, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Noel's checked in for Torrey Craig. And a switcher also for New York. Thomas is checked in. Here's Howard. They can't stop the run with that one.
Ugly start to this half. Hitting just 20% from the field. Gotta pick it up.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout called, the Heat. Greg, is a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to is really paramount. And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by New York.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Griffin. Sinks that one from the post. Griffin's got 10 points in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Here's Hero. And the powerful one-handed slam.
When Tyler Hero gets it going, as he has tonight, he can score in bunches.
Here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you. Woo-wee!
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. .133 left in the third quarter. Here's Griffin. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 30.
and it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Hero passes to Noel. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Back to Howard. Noel dishes to Howard. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Shot's good by Hero. Hero's got 10 points in just the second half.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And Griffin, here we go. And then Griffin with the dunk.
He has taken it upon himself to score the ball as much as possible for his team. He's not looking to pass it right now.
Now Howard, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Here's Hero, defended by Griffin. And again, Miami with the triple.
Their 3-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Hill, that drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 4 assists now tonight. The Heat trail by 18. Passes to Hero. Here's Noel for the 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
There at the pass to Griffin. Lays it up and banks it in. Griffin's got 34 points.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's Hero. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the New York Knicks out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be right back after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And as we head into the fourth, Adebayo finds Howard. Lets it go from 14. Toppin pulls it in.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Setting the floor for the Knicks. Toppin is out there with Holmes. Then there's Jay, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. Howard, the pass to Adebayo. Pass to Hero. Doubled by Holmes. Here's Hero. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Miami needs to get a shot off. From outside, off the mark.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Count it. Griffin's got 38 points.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Inside, here's Hero. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Hero's got 28.
Man, he keeps doing his part. They just haven't been able to get over the hump.
And Griffin, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
Hero passes to Anderson. Here's Hero. Lets it go from deep. It's Clark with the rebound. Here's Griffin. Got it. Good job in the low post. Griffin's got 8 here in the quarter.
He was able to simply lay it in over the top of the smaller man.
Loads it up for Adebayo. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Count that one. Griffin's got 44.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Outside Howard. Rebounded by Holmes.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for New York.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so now on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
Off target with his three. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the New York Knicks. Here's Griffin, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Miami called for the foul. The first one falls. Griffin hits them both. 52 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Chiosa, defended by Griffin. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
To the inside, Chandler. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Griffin.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
From outside the arc, Forbes can't get it to go. And that's going to be a travel. Heat ball.
Get the perimeter, get the perimeter.
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Chiosa passes to Noel. The dish to Forbes. He kicks it to Temple. Here's Chiosa. No good on the triple. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I've been moving through the city like a phantom in the opera of a dark caramel. Cleopatra, holy matrimony since in the cabana. Same time I'ma move up to Atlanta. I was in Miami trying to dodge the cameras. It's drama, so dramatic for the. Hit like a thunder wave, I shape shift for 100 days. Still underrated, son, even if they tell me I'm top 5. Undebatable to even tell me I'm not high. Put it on my mama, all you from about time. Same codes, they told me to watch spines. To be front saying they love me, that's all cap. You see where I'm headed, I know you want that. I know where your head is, I know when this is. You gon' be a Benedict, I'm betting it on whack. Stay full gazing, you making my move crazy. You making me choose how I might move, what I might do lately. Oh, you made me my worst version. Makes sense why my words worsen. And maybe I should walk in your shoes, but I just see life through first person. No church sermons in the Serengeti. Swearing that we never ready. Will I do anything that's necessary to be legendary? February, better February. No, right? You really ain't no threat. Nobody came close and I'm about to go ghost, but you really ain't know yet. Really ain't know yet. You really ain't know yet. Big bad wolf and I'm about to. Yeah. Like Orlando, play with the magic, no camo, with a basket. No, me in a suit for peace. Eulogies talking about peace, screams, cries, fame, breach, wings, high.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Seasons?
Yeah, so Seasons is going to be, we've had it in the past with my team. And the goal that Eric Benish wanted this year was to really extend the Seasons across the entire game. So I'll speak to gameplay because that's my area. What we're doing with Seasons is we're going to try and release content throughout the entire year. On day one, we've usually just thrown all the animations at you, all the signature moves and shots and everything.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And a view of the skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan from high above the East River here in New York City. Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Now, we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Green. Travis Bertans out there with Porzingis. Then there's Doncic, and it's Levins at the two-guard spot. And for the Knicks, Toppin is out there with Holmes. Then it's R.J. Barrett. Then there's Jay. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Lays it up and banks it in. Doncic has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I love watching Doncic go to work there. Assertiveness is the key, and that's part of why he's so successful.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
The Knicks are gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. Quickly, Bertans defending, and the shot goes in.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And you know what? He does. I mean, in the NBA, you got to have ways to score over defenders of all sizes.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Great look there, but off target. Here's Griffin. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now, here's Doncic. He's coming up a 34-point game against San Antonio.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Three-pointer. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4. The Knicks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far.
I remember when Doncic was first asked, who's your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. And I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively. And they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Porzingis. Bamba comes in for Davis Bertans. And it's Jackson in for Green.
Well, I tell you what, Doncic plays with really good energy and awareness. But also, he's got a quiet physicality to him, and he doesn't mind being bumped around when he's trying to score.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Knicks?
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about
And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
So for New York, their last game, a win against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Porzingis, Doncic out there with Green. Then there's Davis Bertans, and it's Bey in at the 3. New York shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Griffin hits them both. Here's Green. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay, in that last matchup against the Heat, did more than get the job done. He scored 48 points, and throughout the game, took smart, efficient shots that found the bottom of the net. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Pass to Bertans. Pass to Doncic. 5 to shoot. Now here's Green. From deep. The Knicks pull it in. Holmes got his 4th rebound in this one. And Griffin slams it in.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Par for the course for Luka Doncic. Just one of those games where he's got it on cruise control.
The Knicks leading by 13. Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk. Oh,
inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Dallas has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Bertans kicks to Doncic. Sampson, the pass to Holmes. Over Green. It's rebounded by Doncic.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
New York's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Griffin. Porzingis with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 15. Here's Bay. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Knocked loose. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Checked in for New York. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Green with the ball. Holmes covering.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold, this boy. Man.
And Pirtle sends it back.
Wonderful anticipation that time from Pirtle. Positioning himself perfectly to send that one back.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Hamid Baba, he's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Jackson in for Green. We've got 1:08 left now here in the second. Shot clock at 6. Bell dishes to Barrett. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the way up. Barrett's got 7 points.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Outside Jackson. Inside, here's Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle.
Boy, Pirtle is a guy that plays with a lot of force. I mean, when he's near the basket, the defense better watch out for the dunk.
And there's the pass to Barrett. And there are the Knicks with another bucket. Now, Doncic, he's got 17. With the teardrop, and the layup is good. Doncic has got 19 points.
Boy, such a soft release on this difficult shot. Doncic is a master at knowing how and when to use that shot.
And so it's New York riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they asked him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
And is out there with R.J. Barrett. And there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Jay. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Holmes, good.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just spanning the plane.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas.
New York leading by 15. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
Levens finds Doncic. Up again. Holmes trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback. Bertans got 4 this quarter.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip man.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
And great instincts, too, guys, anticipating where the miss was going.
Griffin passes to Toppin. The Mavericks pull it in. Doncic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now here's Levens. Defense is right there.
That is prototype rebounding right there. He gets the position down low, boxes out, and then corrals it.
A nice shot by Griffin.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Mavericks making a switch here. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Bay passes to Levens. Here's Bay. Outside, Porzingis hits it from three-point range. Porzingis has got 5.
And, you know, we talk a lot about confidence right there. Porzingis showed plenty of it.
Griffin with now. Oh.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off hold. Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the fourth.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Knicks have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Both free throws good from Griffin. 1:52 left in the third. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Down by 12. Lets the three fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Doncic has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for He's a brave man. You're risking life and limb trying to move like that.
He couldn't pass it up the right, letting it all go.
You know, that's exactly what the fans love to see, guys. I mean, they're paying good money, big money. They want wins, but they also want to be entertained.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring it back. Levine just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Passes it to Griffin. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
For New York, they have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. Toppin, he's checked in for the Knicks. Clark comes in for R.J. Barrett. The Mavericks also with a sub. Bertson is checked in. Levens passes to Bertson. Now Bamba. A three for Doncic. The shot that time, not on target. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Griffin slams it in.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Mark against Jackson. Second chance shot. The Mavericks rebound.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys. Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possessions.
And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. New York leading by 11. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. We've got Doncic. Now there's Bertans out there with Green. And there's Porzingis. And it's Levins with the shooting guard.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
The three for Doncic. Bangs home the trifecta. Doncic has got 32 points in the game.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect him to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes him change plans.
Pass to Toppin. New York moving it around. 4 on the clock.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Bertans with the ball, and it's Toppin picking him up, and that one's good. Levin.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
New York calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. It's checked in for Clark. And Holmes throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. Well, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that one.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And until he cools off, I'd keep the ball in his hands.
And Griffin with the score. The assist by Barrett. 34 points for Jay.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Doncic with it. Pass to Bertans. Launches it. Another three for Dallas.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Griffin's shot is good.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Dallas calls timeout.
And a wise move to call timeout there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here. It shows with their turnover numbers.
Levins checked in for the Mavericks. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. In with the ball.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
You know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Griffin with the steal. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 40 points. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Back to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Taking matters into his own hand.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Outside, Green kicks it to Levin. Just 5 on the clock. The three from Bertans. That shot missing. Now the Knicks take it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. And Griffin, here we go.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Mavericks have gone on a tear here in the fourth. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Now the pass to Levins. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Rashawn Holmes.
And, you know, with Porzingis, the potential is really exciting. I mean, with his size and skill set, I think he's got a chance to be a dominant force for a long time.
Griffin goes in, and Griffin slams it in.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Floats one, and Doncic lays it in. Doncic has got 39.
And, you know, you look at Doncic for a forward, this guy handles the ball.
Oh, what a finish!
This guy is a fantastic athlete. Barrett looking like a man on a mission with that slam.
This is it to Levins. Feeds to Green. Doncic outside. Takes the three. No good there. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
He drops the first one, and it puts the lead to double digits. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
It's the first that brings them within single digits. Ball hits them both. Right side, Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Yeah. I've been moving through the city like a phantom in the opera of a dark caramel. Cleopatra, holy matrimony since in the cabana. Same time I'ma move up to Atlanta. I was in Miami trying to dodge the cameras. It's drama, so dramatic for the